Just imagine you are God. You have all your creations under your control, including Lucifer. And to top it all, you are omnipresent and omniscience, meaning you hear everything, you see everything, and you know everything, so it is impossible for something to happen without your knowledge. This goes as far as even detecting and discerning the thoughts of your creations. Meaning before any of your creations can think or imagine anything, you even know ahead of time. But all of a sudden you realize that one of the angels who is very close to your throne is starting to think about establishing his own throne above yours and is preparing to challenge your authority. If you were God, will you allow him carry on with his plans? I don't think you will. But in this case, God decided to watch Satan nurse his evil thoughts and even deceive billions of angels into buying into his thoughts. But God still decided not to intervene. So my question is, where was God when Satan was deceiving 1/3 of all angels in heaven? And why didn't God stop Satan from carrying out his plan? In order to answer this question, let's approach the topic from this perspective. According to the book of Revelation, the number of angels in heaven are infinite. So get to think of this. If Satan will successfully speak with even 1/10 of angels in heaven, it will practically take him hundreds or even thousands of years to achieve that. But all this while, God still remains quietly sitting in his throne, refusing to stop Satan's massive rebellion. But if even God did not want to intervene, what about other faithful servants or archangels like Michael and Gabriel, as well as all the other host of light? If you remember very well in Revelation 12, the Bible made it clear that Michael and his host championed the casting out of Satan from heaven. But why did they still have to wait till Satan has successfully deceived 1/3 of angels from heaven before their intervention? The answer is simple. When you read Jude 1, where Michael again faced Satan, you will realize that Michael's authority is 100% subject unto the authority of God Almighty. So if God does not give the order, Michael cannot and will not operate. So this still directs us back to God. If Michael and the other angels did not stop Satan from deceiving 1/3 of the angels, then it means God did not instruct them to do so. But why would God not want to stop Satan from deceiving the other angels? The answer can be found from a case study of Adam and Eve. God placed a tree in the middle of the garden and instructed them to not dare eat from the fruit, else they will die. This can be found in Genesis chapter 2, verse 17. But guess what? God knew very well their ability to obey instructions will be tested by the serpent just few days after. I heard people asking why God didn't guard the tree or create a hedge around it to deny total access of the tree to Adam, but the response to this is simple. The serpent only had the ability to tempt Adam and Eve, but not force them to eat from the tree. If so, we can understand that God is much more democratic in nature. Though he has power over everything, he still allows people to make choices. And that was just what happened in heaven. Satan was no treat to God in any way, because God is all-powerful and has all his creations under his control. So then he used that opportunity to allow the angels in heaven to elect their own leader, whether they wanted to follow God or succumb to the deception of Satan. But just as the case of Adam and Eve, these angels who fell from their state of glory knew very well of the consequences of their actions, according to Matthew 8, verse 29. But here is another twist. Since God is all-knowing, and he perfectly knew the hearts of all the angels in heaven, couldn't he just separate all the angels who genuinely loved him from those who did not without allowing Satan create a mess in heaven? Just think about this. If God would have just judged the angels for their future actions or something they were yet to do, which they had not yet done in the past or present, won't God appear to be unjust? Just imagine a police officer coming to arrest you because he thinks you look like someone who can indulge in a crime somewhere in the future. So God had to allow everything to happen in other that the host of light will be clearly distinguished from that of darkness. So if you are wondering where God was when Satan was deceiving 1/3 of angels in heaven, then just know that God was in his throne, He had seen everything Satan was doing, but did not intervene because of the reasons I just explained earlier in this video. One thing that is very clear is that God is perfect and does not make mistakes. So if you come across a situation or a question in the Bible where you think God did not act right, always know that the ways of God is far different from that of men. If you really want to know why Satan fought hard for the body of Moses, kindly click the video on your screen.